Hey guys, how you doing today? Welcome to episode 20 of the DT podcast. I'm joined this week by my wonderful co-host Trihex. We've got a lot of fun things to talk about today. We're starting a little late because my computer exploded before we started, but it's unexploded now, so we're good to go.
Did we actually determine if it was an explosion or an implosion?
I think it was an
Like,
explosion. Don't worry. For some reason, I think I ran out of hard drive space, which I didn't even know I did. I think I've got too much shit on my Google Drive, and then like my graphics card, I realized I had no drivers installed, and I couldn't like add anything to OBS. But I reinstalled them, and I deleted some shit, and everything was good. And there we go. Here we are.
it really, it's not the fact that you had like troubleshooting issues. That's really kind of the tilt-inducing factor. It's more that you had to do all that under a time restraint. Like, it's like the stress of trying to hurry the fuck up and like just get it done.
No, it's okay. I like working under time constraints. Makes me feel alive.
Yeah? Oh, that's crazy. Okay. That
Speaking
puts me
of
on tilt. I
being
get super
alive,
tilted on that.
how was your
Yeah.
life the past 2 weeks?
You know what? I feel like I have nothing but boring answers that apply to you because I've been like dealing with just relatives and like IRL mundane tasking concerning my grandmother and my uncle and everything else right now. So my life's pretty boring. I haven't been up to anything particularly exceptional. If I can here, I like to pull a Ben Shapiro and just like kind of like pull a BBC and just 180 really hard right now and be like, you know what? You're interviewing me, but fuck you. Let me ask you a question. The fuck have you been up to lately?
Um, Fuck, what? I
Because
normally
you,
tune out for the next
you,
like
you
20
asked
minutes
me.
after asking. No, I'm just fucking. What have I been up to? Hey, listen, first of all, we care about your family stuff, okay? Um,
Aw.
yeah. Hopefully your grandma stuff is going okay. I know in the pre-show you mentioned something about your uncle going to the hospital, so hopefully all that is going okay, right?
Yeah, it's just been. I'm actually for anyone who's stuck at home right now and you're just like, oh my god, I'm so bored. Oh my god, I'm so bored of going through. I'm scrolling through TikTok. I'm scrolling through my social media, and there's just nothing to do today. I miss those days right now. Like it's been like news every week, and I haven't had a quiet week, family or any kind of obligation IRL wise in quite a while. But yeah, the new news briefly here is that my uncle, who's paralyzed from the waist down, he is in his early 50s, and he had to go to the hospital because he was having kidney malfunction, and he was in dire pain from what was told to me. I went to visit him at the hospital local to where I live because they were about to transport him to the New Orleans hospital because they didn't have the tools and doctors there to actually like get his kidneys to like turn back on. He was under like some kind of machine assist, and he was like looking pretty terrible. So I went to see him there, and he's doing better now. He's doing in fair condition currently, but yeah, he's currently in New Orleans at the hospital at an ICU ward, getting his kidneys to return back to function. And due to the kidneys malfunctioning, he also had high blood pressure due to that as well. So it's kind of like a 1-2 punch. So it's trying to like get it all to stop the stampede of escalation of problems for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's doing okay, but yeah, he's not doing too well.
Well done.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, man. I don't know what happens when you turn 30. Just like fuck me, man. Like I guess when you turn 30, it's like this is around the age when like grandparents and aunts and uncles and relatives just start to just like, you know, you're getting to that point where they're going to deteriorate. Possibly the ones who drink and smoke or whatever, or just don't take care of themselves. They may perish during this decade of my lifetime. So I'm getting used to dealing with just that. A lot of that. I guess I'm trying to say here is like, the amount of funerals I'm going to be attending this decade will probably be higher than any other decade in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find it's like a fair assessment
Yeah, I mean
or not
that's
really?
a reality of getting older. Is the people before you are starting to die more? That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really all I got concerning me this week is that aside from the topics we have going on today, I did see Detective Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about that? So we'll have that, and don't worry, y'all, we will pop a spoiler warning. Don't worry, I got a leash. I got a leash on Destiny here. He's gonna obey the fucking leash. I'm gonna hit y'all with like a big fat 10-second countdown for spoiler warning, and then we'll pop off on it. And don't worry, I know that 2 weeks ago on the last podcast episode, I let Destiny run wild on spoilers. I'm going to bring him back in today. I feel like I didn't challenge him on his stance last week, and I heard that you've been doing some very naughty behavior to the point where your own Reddit is now praising me as the better co-host now. So you got some explaining to do, man. You're currently in Reddit jail at this point, so you got some fess up to talk about right now.
God damn it.
What's wrong?
I don't think friends and family lists are getting WoW beta invites today. Now I'm fucking triggered. I'm real triggered. I'm about to spoil Detective Pikachu. You know, you know what, guys? No, I won't do it.
Wait, you were thinking it seriously? You piece of shit. You fucking piece of shit. Look, all right, hang on. If you were thinking it, by the way, okay, look, spoil a shitty movie. Spoil Aquaman. Spoil, I don't know, garbage. Spoil Transformers: The Last Night. Don't spoil a movie worth seeing. What are you doing?
Okay. Have you? I forgot if I asked you this before. Have you ever done psychedelics? I think you said no. I feel like you said no. Am I crazy?
You are correct. I have not been on them. The thing I have done is
wait. Try them, not been on them. Okay, I don't need this fucking druggy terminology. Am I on fucking?
Oh my god, dude. Well, excuse me. No, I haven't. The only thing I've done at all is legal weed, the spice, the whatever it is, H21 or whatever the fuck. But that's because my dumbass friend thought it was all the same thing and threw me that, and I fucking flipped out and had a terrible trip.
Oh damn.
But no, I have not done them.
Okay. Well,
though I'm not opposed to them. I'm just looking for I would say I'm more open to the right social group at the right time. To go into that.
Okay. I tried LSD for the first time like a week ago, so it's all.
And now you're like an elevated plane of existence.
No, that would have come from the mushrooms. The LSD was just a fun time.
All right.
What else? I went to Pokey's birthday party last night, which was like eating with a bunch of people.
I saw the picture. I looked really, really happy.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You,
Hassan, her. I didn't recognize the other two. I think it was it Lily Peachy was in there as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think she was. I don't remember, but fuck. Has anything else exciting happened this week?
Well, you brought up briefly here the vanilla WoW shit. Wait, what are you mad about there? What are you triggered about?
Because I don't think I'm gonna get in today. Just have a bad feeling about it. But basically, there's like the beta for WoW Classic is coming out soon, and then there's a bunch of like lists of people that are hopefully getting invited, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's not a big deal though. Don't worry about it.
Gotcha. Well, that'll be exciting.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, no, the only other thing is, relative to what's exciting for me right now is, today, there's going to be a Nintendo Direct. They're going to do a big 15-minute info dump on Mario Maker 2, which I'm super excited for. So after this, I'm all over that shit.
Oh shit, that's right. Is that coming out soon or?
Yeah, June 28th.
Ooh, are you excited for that?
Oh yeah, dude. That's if you're excited I would say it's the equivalent of Mario Maker 2 for me is equivalent of if EVE Online does the level reboot that you requested.
How about like StarCraft 3 for me? Not EVE Online. It's not.
Wait, okay, is that even possible though? Like, aren't we like in like Neo Blizzard now? Could StarCraft 3 even actually happen and be good?
Yeah, of course. They're doing the Warcraft 3 remake. I'm sure they'll do Warcraft 4 eventually, but yeah.
Oh, you sound you have faith. I feel like after Diablo Immortal, whatever, Immobile, whatever the fuck it's called. I feel like after that massive misstep there, most people had kind of like lost faith in Blizzard understanding its target audience at this point. But maybe I'm overstepping the
Did we talk about that Diablo Immortal shit much or no?
I don't think so. No. Because that was BlizzCon, right? That was BlizzCon last year, if I recall correctly.
Okay, this is my understanding of it, and this is just from a lot of like whispers I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. My understanding of it was that basically in China they have no respect for IP, right? Mm-hmm. They don't give a fuck. Basically, I'm pretty sure that there was a mobile game that was under works in China that was basically like a ripoff of Diablo. It stolen a lot of assets. It was just very clearly like a ripoff of Diablo, and there was a company that was working on it. And basically what happened was this company like approached Blizzard, or Blizzard approached this company like, hey, whether you like it or not, this Diablo clone is going to come out. Do you want to be involved in it? And Blizzard was basically like, fuck. Maybe we can in-house the project, polish up the stuff they've worked on, and then release it so that we have a little bit more control over this product that's going to be released, that everybody's going to associate with us anyway. And that's kind of like what Diablo Immortal ended up becoming. I've heard that from a few different people. I don't know if it's actually 100% true or not, but it kind of makes sense, looking at like how it ended up rolling out and everything. But yeah, so I mean, if that's actually true, I have a little bit of sympathy for Blizzard in that position. But yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's kind of a net negative for everyone involved. So what else can you really do about it? No, that's a fair point. That's
Holy shit.
What's wrong?
I don't know. I just heard like tunnels of sound. But sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. That was me muting my phone and putting it too close to the microphone. My bad.
Okay.
Professional streamer. That's a fair point, and that's kind of like I can come back to the whole StarCraft 3 thing on a when I'm more prepared to ask you further about it. One thing I did want to ask you, actually, you may have saw here. Actually, there is things going on in my life today because I'm actually gonna go see my girlfriend's parents this weekend. Before Mario Maker 2 comes out, I'm gonna be surgically tethered to my gaming chair for the rest of forever, grinding the stream and everything else post June 28th. I figured, let me go get all my bucket list things taken care of because I'm going to be busy as fuck for the second half of 2019. So I'm going to Ohio to visit my girlfriend's parents this weekend, actually.
Is this like a really big deal? Have you never seen them before? Or?
I admit, I feel, okay, I'm going to be very transparent here, probably a little too transparent. I have not seen them since 2016, since the year we got together. Because it's a big time sink to go take a weekend and not stream and go over there and not keep the grind going or whatever. But I figured if not now then when. So I'm going Saturday. So it's gonna be a quiet weekend for me stream wise. But yeah, I'm gonna go see her parents and hang out with everyone, her sister and all of her siblings and all that.
Okay.
So I'm kind of doing the movie Get Out. I'm doing Get Out Part 2 starring me.
Were they pretty? They're not like racist or something, are they? Are they pretty friendly or?
No. They're actually not. No, but I will admit, when I first went to visit them in 2016, I completely expected them to be racist. I had no clue what Ohio was like. I knew Ohio was a big Trump state. I didn't know.
Ohio. Ohio's not a big Trump state, is it? I thought they swung for the past election. Does Ohio normally go really Republican? I could be totally wrong. I guess it's it counts as Midwest, so.
I understood it as a Rust Belt state, and
it's a swing state. It's a mix. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, from what you told me, she told me there was Trump stickers everywhere where she was. Maybe she wasn't in the.
Does she live in Columbus, or is she out in the boonies? Is she in some?
Not quite the boonies. It's the outskirts of Columbus.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. She just told me that I went in expecting the worst, and. I guess maybe because my name wasn't. I don't want to throw tropes out here, but
Tyrone.
name's not Tyrone or Demarcus or Quayshawn or whatever. That I got a pass on the name, and then once they hear me speak and enunciate and be elaborative on my ideas and just be a great conversational person because I was a waiter for fucking forever, I'm like, not all of them are bad. Okay, yeah, you're pretty good, So. But yeah, I'm going over there this weekend to spend some time with them. Take them out to dinner. Treat them good. And actually have them learn more about me because they know very little about me. And it's gonna be a great time actually. Honestly, I shouldn't. God, I don't know if I should reveal this, but it's not a bad thing. It's just kind of like a cool personal story. Apparently, at some point, one of them had called my girlfriend and asked her, "Is everything okay?" Because they haven't heard any updates because there's not really been any eventful news concerning me and her because we don't really get into dramatic fights or breakups or anything like that. They're used to there being chaos being their normalcy. So whenever just nothing new to report on her because everything's going great because we're a great couple. They're just is he beating you or anything? Is he are you sure that he's okay right now? Are you just telling us that there's a facade because there's low key he's it's no, there's nothing. No, Michael's great. No, we get along great. So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go there and just hang out with all of them and do that this weekend. So I'm pretty excited for that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So we got that going on. And the reason why I wanted to segue that into my next point here was because if you can't tell, I actually want to ask you as a white person here. So I went to the barbershop yesterday. I got this fire ass line. I don't know if you can see the. See the slight fade in the line right here. I actually would love to know, what is your perception? Because I feel for those who are savvy with black hair, like you check, you see me, and I didn't get like a proper barber line for like a month and a half because I was being lazy as shit about it. And now by comparison, the drip is high right now. My drip is at an all-time high. So I'm looking fresh right now. And I'm wondering if you can tell that difference between like
I don't notice shit about fucking hair or anything. I'm not gonna lie. I went to some fucking Turkish barber like a week ago, or not a week ago, a couple months ago, and I got the first fade thing I'd ever had in my life. I don't know fuck all about any of that shit. So,
all right, okay,
but it looks good, I guess, as far as I can tell. But yeah, I don't know.
All right, awesome. Well, I thought it'd be like a cool like social experiment because like I too could say something about like I don't know, traditional white hair. I guess I don't even call it. I know nothing about like when y'all go to like Supercuts and get a haircut. I have no clue what you tell your barber.
Mm-hmm.
Do you even go to a Supercuts? Am I memeing on that too hard right there? Like I don't even know how white hair works at all. So I'm completely out of the loop right there.
Did you know that most black barbers can cut white hair?
Yes, actually, I was, honestly, in the South over here, by the shop I go to, my local shop, there's actually as many white kids as black kids. Like the white kids come over and get get like a black line and get like get like a buzz cut fade or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty popular over here.
I did not know this. I went to a barber shop. I looked one up like in when I lived in North Virginia, and I just looked one up and I went to the nearest one and I walked in and all the barbers were black, and there were like 8 people sitting down, and they were black. And I looked at, and all of their hair is like black hair, and I like left. Right. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. And I actually brought this up on stream, like I think a few months ago, and I asked my student, I was like, do you think can black barbers do they cut like white people hair? Does it work that way, or they're like, is this like a racially segregated thing? And we looked it up, and apparently like most black barbers should be able to cut like white people hair.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, I would say the shop you were at, the shop I go to is actually really good about being a little more accessible and like asking you that you have an appointment and do you want to get a cut today? And there's effort being made to have a bigger diversity of barbers, not just black barbers, but like having like white barbers who can just, or who are familiar with more hair than just like, because you got more mixed kids now than ever at this point. So you got to be able to cut more than just Afro black hair. So. My shop's really good about that actually, and it's really really cool. But if you ever come to Louisiana, I'll take you over there. I'll transition you into the give you the hood pass. Yeah. You'll have a great time.
Hold on one second, I'm roasting a dude in my chat. Sorry, it's fucking wild. Okay,
that's cool. That's cool.
Okay, well, let's start with light topics first. Okay.
Let's do it then. What you got?
Alabama just passed an abortion law to make abortion illegal, basically. I think, except in cases where like the mother's life is in danger.
Yeah. Now let's clarify that here real quick. Okay, so there's the Georgia law, and then now which was a last week news topic, and now there's the very recent Alabama abortion law, right? Am I correct on that one? If I recall correctly, the Georgia abortion law is one that, if I recall, punishes any doctor who practices an abortion that's like I believe past 6 weeks, and the doctor who does it can get up to 99 years in jail, which is effectively just like making the possibilities, making the accessibility of abortions like further and further.
Wait, and the woman herself can get up to 99 years in jail too, I think, right? For Alabama?
Well, okay, I'm still talking about Georgia here.
Oh, you're talking about the Georgia one. Okay.
Yeah, the Georgia one, the doctor gets punished up to 99 years. So the doctors are all scared to like touch anyone now. So they all peace out of Georgia at this point. That's from what I understand. And then comparatively, the Alabama one is the one that punishes the woman getting the abortion.
Which falls in line with what Trump said on the campaign trail, funnily enough. When he was pressed by, was it Jake Tapper? Do you remember this? When he pressed him and he was like, do you think women should be punished for having an abortion? And after asking like 16 times, he finally got him to say yes.
No, this was on the campaign trail?
Yeah. It's a long time ago, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man, the campaign trail is like a whole nother plan for me at this point now, because Trump was like spewing out like populist policy. I'm anti-establishment and I'm for the forgotten man and blah, 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 blah. And the Rust Belt ate that up, and it was all just a giant facade as evidence at this point now by his appointed cabinet members. So yeah. I don't know, like 2016, I'm just like, it was word vomit thrown at everyone to hear what they wanted to hear.
Apparently the worry, or I guess what they're trying to do is Jesus Christ. What the goal is to try to make it so that you artificially get a law through to get like test cases to go to the Supreme Court. Since since it's like weighted by conservatives now, the goal would be to get like Roe v. Wade thrown out or overturned or get a new interpretation. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Which is just like, how can they not see? How can no one learn from like the lessons from Prohibition? Like, all you're gonna do whenever you make the ability to like deal with these kind of situations accessible, you're just increasing the back alley methods. I would say, right?
Well, maybe, or
Like,
just making it so that like women are going to be giving birth to children that they don't want to have, and then a whole bunch of other like bloated stuff is going to happen in the system as well. More welfare, more child support, less educated people, less workers, less taxpayers. Right? It's pretty bad. Yeah.
yeah. It's all that. You're right. It's both what I'm bringing up and what you're bringing up. It's just bad all around. It's bad and logical all around. And oh man, I don't know. And the sad thing here too is I feel particularly in the South here, there's a lot of single issue voters who will determine their candidate based off this one thing. If they're
Abortion
like,
is one of those topics that people will single issue vote on. Yeah.
yeah, and that's just like, ugh,
I don't know if they will today though, with things like immigration and whatnot being more important, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's bad all around. I'm frankly disgusted at it. I don't know. I wish I had I think it's a pretty like 100-0 agreement here. Like this is bad all around, and I wish there was more that can be done about it. But actually, can we what can we do about it right now? The so is the Alabama law already passed, or was it just submitted? Do we know its
Um,
actual status right now?
I want to say it passed, but I can check. Hold on. Alabama abortion law passed. Alabama just passed a near total abortion ban. Yeah, it did. It did. It's passed. Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, I recall. I want to say in Louisiana there has been a reduction in abortion centers as well, and I'm calling them abortion centers. It could be. I mean, it could be Planned Parenthood centers that do treat for
Abortion.
abortion.
How about
And
abortion availability? Right.
yeah, there we go. Abortion availability, and it's reduced now. I forget what the number was before, but I recall in what it was prior. But as of 2014, it was
Mm-hmm.
only three places in the entire state.
Nice.
So and what that means too is like if you don't if you live somewhere rural, we're talking like maybe 3 even 4 hours away from the nearest one. So and that was then. I can only imagine it may have gone down since then
Mm-hmm.
because I want to say in Louisiana they were trying to do to combat that, and it saddens me that I'm a resident of the state. It's so ass backwards here, but they would make the abortion centers have these like insane regulations, like you need like 8 feet wide clearances for every doorway in the entire building. So you're pretty much forced to like retrofit your center to abide by these ridiculous circumstances that are very expensive, and likely if you can't until you have that done and certified by the state, you can't be open for practice.
Nice.
It's just doing whatever they can to indirectly make it just convenient enough or inconvenient enough for you to not be able to operate as
Mm-hmm.
needed.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah. Um,
Yeah,
Fuck.
there's not much to talk about there, I guess. One thing that would be really interesting that I'm kind of interested in is like if it passes, or rather if it passes the Supreme Court. Like let's say this goes all the way up to the Supreme Court and then it gets changed. I wonder what results. I wonder how that's going to impact the United States, because you'd probably be expected to see a lot more conservative heavy states push these types of anti-abortion laws. I wonder if it pushes Democrats to mobilize more in terms of how they campaign, and then I wonder if it moves a president closer to doing the. Have you heard of the idea of like packing the courts?
No, what's that?
So basically, there's nothing in the Constitution that says we need 9 Supreme Court justices. Now, that's always been kind of our gentleman's agreement, but if a president wants to, a president could theoretically just nominate like 7 more Supreme Court justices and be like, hey, here you go. We'll just have like 16 people in the Supreme Court, or 25 people, or 30 people.
Oh,
Now, I think, was it FDR that threatened it, guys? Somebody had threatened this in the past and ended up being, I think, pretty unpopular. But the worry is obviously that if you do that, then the next president is going to nominate even more, and you could have like
right.
5,000 fucking Supreme Court justices, and it would be like a huge shit show.
Well, I feel
Yeah.
like we've already if the whole thing here is like a precaution due to abuse of power,
Mhm.
haven't we already seen that like precedent displayed now? Whenever Trump called for a national emergency and then like decreed that he wanted to use that he needed the 5 billion for the wall.
Yeah.
If I recall
What
correctly.
did that end up happening? Fuck, I haven't followed like a lot of
No,
political shit.
it didn't actually like. If I recall correctly, this was like after the
It was after the
government.
funding bill was passed or whatever, and he was like, okay, well, fuck it. I'm going to make a state of emergency. I'm going to take the military down to the wall, and we're going to build it ourselves, right?
Right. It didn't actually happen if I recall correctly, but like the point is like he did pull a card that seemed like really, you know, Because once you open those can of worms, it's like, okay, well now the next sitting president can just do that same thing because you set an example of what's
and
tolerable
Democrats are
and
saying, well, we're going to declare national emergency on healthcare or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, so he kind of like played as a trump card, pun intended there, to for the next person to be able to do something more about that.
Yeah.
But no, I actually didn't know you could appoint more. I thought it was like some kind of hard 9. I wonder, would it have to go through any kind of checks and balances, or could it just happen from the president's decision?
No, well, the president nominates a Supreme Court justice, and then the Senate has to confirm it.
Okay.
And that's it.
But there's nothing stopping him from anyone from just expanding the number and just trying to submit it out.
No, theoretically, as long as I think you need 60 senators to just railroad through like any justice you want, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's funny you say that because I want to say I forget his name here. There was another person this week that announced for Democratic candidacy for president, and it's a guy in Montana, and I wish I could find the tweet for you here. I have to like look for it a little bit. He announced running for president, this late, and it's like, okay, bro, you waited a long ass time to try to get 65,000 individual contributions to join the debate in June. And in all of his replies, by the way, everyone just saying, you're a dumbass, dude. Run for Senate. We need Dems and progressives in this to run for Senate so that we can actually do shit come 2021 onward. And it was just really, really fun. It's funny but depressing. Someone might know the name of the person in question.
Are you talking about Mike Gravel?
No, not Gravel. No, it's a guy I didn't recognize his name at all. Actually, fuck if I try.
How many Democratic nominees are we up to right now? Oh, Steve Bullock. Someone said in chat.
That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar.
Or nominees, I should say candidates. Do you know how many?
How many candidates total? I currently now I believe we're at 22.
Holy shit.
Plus, yeah, and what that means now is that for that convention in June, they're changing the rules now. So at first it was like, the cap is 20, and if more than 20 happen, then it's going to raise the minimum threshold of those who can enter in. So rather than requiring the 65,000 individual contributions to be eligible to join the debate stage, they're going to bump it up to like 75 or 85 or 100K. It's going to make it, a giant, fundraising extravaganza.
Sure.
Yay. So a lot of them are gonna get bottomed out.
Well, damn.
Yeah. So it's looking really, really quote unquote cutthroat, but I mean a lot of them are polling really low. Like you got like if I recall correctly, Kamala, Cory Booker.
Yeah.
They're polling like the Beto O'Rourke's. They're all polling at single digits if I recall correctly.
I'm thinking by the time like Iowa rolls around, if they haven't dropped out before, then the Iowa caucus, hopefully like a fuck ton of people end up like leaving.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. Damn, there's somebody running called Moulton. Mr. Moulton. Is that no.
Let me see your map.
Anyway, yeah, damn. So that'll be like a really big deal if that goes to the Supreme Court. It'll be really interesting to see how the courts vote there. If we overturn Roe v. Wade, I think that would have like pretty downstream impacts in the country in terms of how people vote for president, how people look at local elections, and then like, yeah, our political climate would be pretty insane. It's really hard to imagine that abortion could become illegal again in the United States. I think that would be like the first that I can think of, at least in my lifetime, and maybe in the history of the US, I don't know, the first time we've made like a big step backwards in terms of like, I don't know if you would consider it a civil rights issue or not, but like, would it be? Would like women's suffrage, would that be considered civil rights, or civil rights restricted to like racial ethnic stuff? Do you know?
I don't know offhand here, but I do agree with you that we can debate over how we classify, but I definitely agree it's a massive regression on that.
Yeah, it'd be a huge step back, which is something I don't know if we've done that before. If we've like taken a step back in terms of yeah.
If we can here, actually, it actually blows me away how regressive, even prior to the recent abortion attacks were going here, how regressive the entire reproductive rights are in the USA. For example, here, vasectomy and sorry, I'm brain farting here. What's the one for women when you get your tubes tied?
I don't know. I know tubes tied. I don't know what the actual name is for it, but
yeah. Well, forgive me. I always brain fart when I'm on. I swear to God, y'all, I'm not this dumb on the podcast. I'm not this dumb IRL, but I just brain fart.
Oh, hysterectomy. There you go.
Hysterectomy. Yes.
Or tubal litigation. Okay, sorry, or ligation. Tubal ligation. Go ahead.
So things I learned this actually this week. I didn't know that vasectomy was actually reversible. I didn't know that both of those were reversible apparently. But so I never so now I'm kind of curious here of like, well, why don't guys just go get the vasectomy and then just wild out and get no one pregnant, do your thing. Everyone hates condoms or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then get it undone at your own discretion whenever you want, whenever you're ready to conceive on some kids or whatever. But now comparatively, and this could be a certain state, but I don't have a citation here for you. But I did hear that hysterectomies, to get them undone, you have to be married with what is it? You
Oh,
need your
wait,
husband's.
real quick.
Yeah, what's up?
Hysterectomy means you're removing like the whole uterus. I don't even know if that's generally done
Oh,
for like birth
okay.
control purposes. Tubal ligation is the thing where you like tie the tubes, but I don't know if that can be undone either. I thought that I think they burn the ends or whatever. They cut the ends. I don't think that can be undone either for women.
Okay. Well, see, I might be incredibly ill-informed here, but
Mm-hmm.
from what I understand, the act of getting tubes undone, which seemed like it was an implied thing. Again, I could be wrong here entirely, but that it requires the husband's approval, and you have to be married for a certain amount of years to do it. And it might be a certain state, but even then, I'm still like, wow, you need the what are we in Saudi Arabia right now with that? You need the husband's approval to do X thing with your own body. Like what?
Oh, weird.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
for
that
tubal ligation, for getting your tubes tied, that can't be undone for women. It can be undone for men, although it's more complicated to get a vasectomy undone than it is to get it done. But it can be undone for
of
men,
course.
but it can't be undone for women.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's a little more complicated than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. All right, so um, shit, and then the last point here on this topic here is the fact that I was reading recently that as of 2018, U.S. birth rates are at an all-time low. They're at a 32-year low.
Nice.
Um, yeah, so shocker, shocker. Whenever we're pro birth and not like pro taking care of the kids and having anything decent like maternity leave or some kind of like child daycare reform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that people are just having less kids, even separate from all the socioeconomic factors globally that are kind of reinforcing to slow down on having kids.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think a
yeah,
lot
man.
of this is like women's rights related stuff too. Like having kids is like a really big deal, and I don't know if you have. This is a much deeper conversation, but it's interesting to see the impacts on like if you give women the option to choose whether or not they want to have kids. I would imagine that a lot less of them would choose to do so. Like if you have to choose between like having a career and having a life where you do a bunch of fun things, et cetera, versus like raising a family, I could see a lot of people opting out of that, and I think that's what's happened to some extent.
I mean, yeah, I look at it like I would say I see a lot of the kids being had now. Not my this is like my Facebook wall in Louisiana, so it's a very anecdotal thing, but like it's usually oopsie babies or save a marriage babies. Oh, we're on and off again, but then we're in love, so let's
Mm-hmm.
have a kid to execute, cementing the anchor, I guess. So I see it for more like situational reasons rather than just like we're ready to enter parenthood for parenthood's sake, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, even that aside though, like just for me, I'm like, I don't know, parenthood and children don't really excite me right now with my current lifestyle, like at all.
Sure.
And I imagine, for others who are maybe who are way less economically stable than me, it's just like, yo, dude, fucking childcare is expensive, man.
Yeah, it is.
Like that is a ridiculous industry to get. Like if you got like money to blow and you can get a daycare going right now, like dude, you can just charge whatever the fuck you want. I didn't notice until actually last year, but a lot of let's say hypothetically you have like a 3 or 4 year old, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't afford pre-K because pre-K is incredibly competitive to get into because there's like no kind of like standardization. It's just like all like private market, charge whatever we want because everyone wants their kid to have an academic advantage, right? So let's say you're just a middle class or sub middle class citizen, and you can't afford the pre-K, classes for your child at all. So you got to settle for daycare or whatever. And when you do daycare, it's like, okay, well, I only need the daycare for a certain amount of days or time. But from what I understand, most daycare is just charged by the month. It's like, yeah, we're gonna overfeed you. We charge I don't know what it's like 1200 or maybe even like $2,000+ a month for daycare access, and you can just come drop them off whenever you want.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of incentivized to like maximize the month long access you have to the daycare. And it's just kind of you're kind of put in this negative spot. You're overpaying, you're being overfed on it, and you're just being drained on your wallets. And then you have to you, the parent, have to now work a fuck ton more to be able to afford to even get the daycare for the child. Like you just can't win. I hear in some cases some of these parents are paying like legit 35 grand a year for daycare. You can't afford to not work. You can't afford to work. You just don't fucking win as a parent right now. It's stupid.
Yeah, childcare shit is really expensive. The costs that you're saying are kind of high, 3 to 5K a month. That sounds like some crazy daycare. But the average cost of daycare in the United States is about $1,000 a month, which is a lot of fucking money for a lot of people. That's $1,000 a month to just drop is a fuck ton of money.
Okay.
Yeah, and then but I mean, that's a much more involved conversation. It's interesting to see.
Yeah.
Is it even something that we should care about? Like if the population slowly starts shrinking, is that something that we should be worried
Oh no,
about?
to me it's a non-concern. No, we are already a bloated population globally that is already like on the brink of unsustainability in terms of the next century onward.
Yeah.
We have I don't want to get into I don't want to crank the libtard to fifth gear right now, but we have extinction happening at an unprecedented rate. You got you got these environments eroding at an unprecedented rate. We have deforestation that's happening at an unprecedented rate. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. You already know. We have to really get into climate change here. It's just not good. Yeah, we need to slow down human impact tremendously and quickly, and then some. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm all for slowing all that down big time.
Okay, what do you think about Detective Pikachu? Speaking of abortions.
Hey, yeah. Speaking of, what a swift transition here. Well, first, can we when do you want to do some non-spoiler discussion of this first? You want to just label all this all the spoilers? What do you think?
Fucking label it spoilers. Fuck them.
All right, fuck.
Well, no, fuck it. Okay, we'll do non-spoiler discussion. Go for it.
Okay, so non-spoiler. All right, so this is non-spoiler discussion. Then we'll enter spoiler with a 10-second countdown when we get to it. Detective Pikachu. I liked it. So the first thing first is, do I think it's worth seeing, and did I enjoy it? I loved it. I think it's worth seeing, and I think the video game curse is finally over. The thing I liked most about this film was the fact that I walked out and I was judging it as a regular film and not on it's good for a video game movie. It's better than Assassin's Creed. It's better than Tomb Raider 2018, which people forgot even came out. So. Yeah, we're definitely on that thing. I enjoyed
what's Tomb Raider 2018? I didn't even remember that came out.
Oh, here, the one starring Alicia, whatever. Tomb Raider 2018 movie. Probably forgot it already happened. I'll get you a trailer. I'll get you a poster. I'm sorry. You don't recall this? Holy fuck, dude. Fuck me.
Tomb Raider 2018.
You don't recall this? They casted so Tomb Raider in 2003 was the one starring Angelina Jolie, and then there was a 2018 reboot where they used the 2013 reboot of the game as a basis for a more grounded, more emotional, less extravagant Tomb Raider.
Interesting.
I guess you want to say.
Okay.
But I hear, the trailer looked very, it kind of had the same problems I feel that Assassin's Creed had, where that the reason why these video game movies to me didn't do well, particularly Assassin's Creed and Tomb Raider, were that their appeal was that they were interactive mediums. I'm Tomb Raider and I'm in some exotic locale and I'm gonna explore and do puzzles and kill shit, and I'm interactive in it. Otherwise, if I'm just watching her do that, it's just a set piece. I'm just watching a set piece. It's kind of static. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed, it's okay, yeah, I'm an interactive Victorian era London doing cool assassination shit. Comparatively, if it's just a movie, it's just a set piece of cool parkour happening and shit's happening. I don't know. I feel like the concept is lends itself more towards the appeal being that's interactive rather than just it being a movie.
Okay. Well, one of the things I like about this is that I think it kind of centers on a discussion about IP law. Funny enough, I read an article a long time ago that like made me radically rethink how we look at like intellectual property. And basically, what the author of the argument, or what the author of the article was arguing, was that like IP laws should be insanely less restrictive, like maybe like a year tops. Like if you've created something, like in terms of like entertainment, you've got like a year to like make money off of it, and then past that, anybody can do whatever they want with it. And watching this movie kind of like made me feel like, oh well, what if that was a reality? Because like this is a totally fucking bizarro, random fucking movie. Like if somebody were to give you the plot synopsis of this, you'd be like, what the fuck? This is like a Pokemon movie? Well, this is so weird. Or at least unless there's been like some shit in the new games that like makes this seem more likely. But I don't know. To me, it almost felt like it felt like a random director was like, hey, I'm gonna make a movie and I'm just gonna fucking set it in the Pokemon world. And seeing stuff like that is actually like really cool. I think I really like totally different takes on like pre-established worlds. And I imagine like a Quentin Tarantino movie like set in the Star Wars universe or some shit. I don't know. That shit seems like really funny to me. And I think this did work as like a conventional movie. I don't think it was great. I thought I came out of the movie feeling very like meh, and like Ryan Reynolds 100% carried the fuck out of this movie too. Hardcore fucking carried it. But I thought it was like I thought it was like okay. But yeah, I don't know how much more detail we can get, but.
You know, your idea of the 1 year IP does excite me. I would love to see, you know, I mean, could you imagine like the reinterpretations we could have gotten of things like Frozen when it was like viral a year later with all the creative endeavors? Yeah, I think that's a way happier world to live in. But as long as Disney's around, we're never gonna get that, dude. Like,
for sure.
If anything, I don't know if you knew this already, but Disney kind of already made it. Disney and others in their position of power have made IP and copyright laws like really obnoxious now.
Yeah, they keep like extending it every single fucking year.
Yeah, and like now it's like lifetime of creator plus 100 years, if I recall correctly now. So like, and you know that's just until that comes. You know, whenever 2150 comes, then they're gonna make a new shit by then to just extend, you know, whatever, right? Frozen's bullshit further, so they can just continue to monopolize all things that are lucrative to them.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, sadly, we'll never get like, you know, that R-rated Lion King take from some ambitious director or whatever.
Yeah,
so.
fuck. Yeah, it's so sad. We could get like so much cool shit if IP laws weren't so like in favor of like the creator for such an absurd amount of time. Yeah.
In favor of the creator and the creator being like too powerful to fail, like just too much money, too much lobbying, too much influence. I don't know, man. I know people right now. I'm gonna have to shut this again. I'm sorry here, but I know people right now are like hyped to see X-Men enter the Marvel Cinematic Universe because Disney acquired Fox. But trust me, you're gonna feel the hurt of that. I feel much sooner than you think. This turn of the century here. We're at a point now where just Disney owns so much shit, dude. Majority stake in Hulu, 20th Century Fox, Fox Searchlight, Marvel, Lucasfilm. Dude, they own so much fucking shit, dude. They own December, by the way. I don't know if you saw, like, December is like their month from massive box office goes because like they're gonna do Star Wars Episode 9, you know, this December, and then it's gonna be Avatar 2 and 3 are 2021, 2022, or 2020, 2021. And then the following 2 Decembers are going to be, you know, the new Star Wars trilogy beginning. And then Avatar 4 and 5 come out the following 2 Decembers afterward. So it's just going to, like, they just have, like, there's no Fox competing. It's just the Fox properties aligning with them. And just I don't know. It's like, it's too much for me.
Yeah.
It worries me of what's going to happen as far as, like, less competition and what that means for the creative output involved.
Maybe, yeah.
But anyways, I'm sorry. I'm getting wordy now.
We could have like a spoiler discussion about it, but I don't even know if there's really that much to discuss. I mean, it was a pretty straightforward movie.
No, let's go. Okay, so let's do spoilers then, because like we can get into the ending then. I guess we can just fast forward to that here. So
Sure.
Spoiler warning: 5, 4, 3, back out, 2, 1. All right.
So the next episode of Game of Thrones actually ends with, I wonder how many people ran to mute their shit. How many people are so mad, scrambling off their fucking chairs? Okay, anyway, yeah, Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, no, I actually like the ending. Let's just fast forward to that, right? The ending.
My
the main
favorite
character...
part was fucking Ryan Reynolds showing up as his fucking dad. I don't know why. I just thought that was so fucking funny.
You thought it was funny? I thought it was cute. I was like, oh my god, I actually I didn't see that coming. I didn't see I was wondering why they were obscuring the identity of the father and all the flashbacks, but whenever I was like, okay, yeah, you know, you see the mother is black because you see the pictures of her at 2 scenes earlier in the film, and then I saw, okay, yeah, just light skinned brown brother, whatever. No, he's just blatantly biracial. All right, I was like, whoa, his race was a component to the plot. That's awesome. I thought that actually was pretty cool.
Wait, how is
I
it
didn't
a
see.
component to the plot? What do you mean?
I don't know. I didn't see his father being white. I didn't see his father being Ryan Reynolds. Like literally, I thought it was gonna be like an actor portraying. I thought it was just Ryan Reynolds voicing Pikachu. I think it
Oh
was gonna
yeah.
literally be Ryan
Yeah,
Reynolds.
that's what I thought. That's why I thought it was just so funny that like Ryan Reynolds himself was the fucking dad. I just thought that was really funny. Oh, people think it not because he's white or anything, just because it's fucking Ryan Reynolds. I don't know. I just thought that was funny that the voice actor for. I mean, it makes sense why, obviously, right? When you take into account the twist or whatever, right? But yeah, I don't know. That was pretty funny.
Sorry, I got people telling me to put spoilers all of my shit right now. So there you go, spoilers. All right. Also, I'm gonna briefly say here. Okay, listen. I don't feel bad if I spoil you at this point now because my original stance here. I know. I'm sorry. I'm kind of bleeding into our next topic where we're gonna talk about the spoiler culture. My take here is opening weekend. If you have until opening weekend to go see the motherfucking film, if you don't see it at that point, and you're still on the internet and you're still scrolling social media and you're expecting some kind of like I don't even know like some kind of like safe space of like I need to abide by your life and your rules, motherfucker. Keep off the internet until you go see it, then, bitch. Clearly, it wasn't a priority to you to go see the film in a spoiler-free environment.
What if he was working a job that required him to work that weekend, and his job is watching social media about movies, though, and he was in another country where it didn't release yet? Trihex.
Oh my god! So this
debate
fucking garbage
destroyed. Get out of here.
This garbage 0.00001%.
Oh, really? So all poor people are zero. Oh, so you're also a classist as well. And racist because poor people tend to be black. So you're racist and classist, and you hate middle class people that work jobs. You basically hate all of America and the world, actually, at this point.
Oh my god, dude! Get your Amazon Fire Stick, download Kodi, pirate the motherfucker. Like,
all right. Well, remember the Tri-X post you guys made on my subreddit? There he goes. There he is, guys. This is the one. This is your champion.
Oh my god.
He has worse takes on spoilers than I do. There he goes, guys. Damn.
Okay, there's a big difference between apparently what I advocate for and people just deeming people spoilers out of spite and petting.
Listen, okay. Oh wait, we'll get to that discussion.
Yeah. Let's go.
Well, what about Detective Pikachu? Do you have anything left to say about Detective Pikachu?
Man, you get me heated right now. Shit. Funniest part of the movie for me was definitely the Ditto. I kind of forgot about it. The pink haired girl with the glasses. I thought we were going to play out to have like Team Rocket be revealed or some kind of like blatantly evil organization. For the simple plot line of Pokemon. Did not see that was Ditto the entire time, and that the Ditto was also the corporation owner's son wearing glasses. The Ditto thing was really hot. Dude.
Wait, what? Really I'm actually. So I don't think it was the entire time. It was just for like the last part of the movie, right?
From what I understand, I could be wrong on this. No, I feel like when Tim goes to the news broadcast station to see the news anchor girl for the second time, I want to say the corporation owner's son. The Ditto is that, and just walking around doing stuff. If I recall correctly.
Yeah, but the son there, when they go to the studio, that son was actually her. Like that son was the real son. That wasn't the Ditto.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. It's just when he's wearing sunglasses towards the end, I think, where it was actually Ditto. It wasn't the whole time, right?
Right. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. It was really, really funny. I thought that was like that was a hilarious use of Ditto. Like I thought that was a great. I don't want to call it fan service. I don't know. That was really clever use of your paint palette of the entire Pokemon and their characteristics and their aesthetics.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. What else was there here? I feel that there was some pacing I wasn't a fan of. There was particularly two scenes I thought that kind of went a little too long. Not that they were bad, but I felt like the movie kind of slowed down a lot for the Torterra escape sequence. Like that to me was like 3 minutes long or something like that. It was like really, really long for me. I was like, okay,
where they kept jumping from island to island. Yeah. I mean, I pretty much understood almost immediately. Oh, well, these are the big Torterras. Like it was foreshadowed, like with like you fucking like a running into a brick wall. It was pretty hardcore, like obvious what was going on. And like, yeah, that it seemed weird that went on for so long. Actually, I also didn't get, and I understand maybe was this movie rated PG or PG-13? It was PG.
PG.
Okay, yeah,
not 13.
Okay, yeah, that makes a little bit more sense because I don't understand how Pikachu got hurt. It looked like a rock like flew into his fucking stomach and like shot him, but there was like no blood or anything,
Yeah.
and I don't even know if I was supposed to see that or if it was like, yeah, I'm surprised they didn't just show him like falling down like off of a
Yeah,
high place or
you can't
something.
have like can't have like physical trauma be too explicit for PG. I assume.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, actually, relative to the PG ratings here, I'm actually was very surprised that there was there's actually blood in Up, Pixar's Up from 2009.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what scene, but the old man Carl in Up, he has blood's emitting from himself at some point from some accident, I want to say, and I was like, oh, blood, you're allowed blood in a PG rated film? Holy shit, okay. But it's just inconsistent in the first place though, because it's a fucking MPA and altogether.
Avengers
But no,
Endgame had like a lot of like pretty bloody sequences too, and then even Infinity War had a lot of stuff where it's like, damn, PG-13, right?
yeah.
Compared to
We
like,
talked about it a little bit earlier, but yeah, PG-13 now is like this really, it's almost a useless rating. It's just comically stupid now because it used to just be, what PG-13 you're allowed one fuck. I want to
something like
say.
that, yeah. But I'm
Yeah,
thinking more just like the gore, like the Christopher Nolan movies for the Batman series. In my opinion, the ratings actually take away a lot from the movie. I have a really hard time watching The Dark Knight Rises because there are some scenes that are so comically stupid without blood. Like there are a
right.
lot of scenes where you see someone get
Gunshots
shot, and
everywhere.
and there's like not a. They don't even like at the very least. Like I can understand not showing like blood like splatters, but you could like draw like little red circles on them. But like there are two scenes that are so comically stupid. One is the airplane scene where Bane shoots the SWAT guy at the bottom of the plane, and he's just like do, and he throws his head back. There's no blood at all. It's like, what happened? And the other one is when the lieutenant guy that comes back to fight for the city, or is he the new commissioner? I think he took Gordon's old job. When he comes back to like fight for the city, the Talia girl or whatever was like, shoot them or kill them all or whatever. When they drive by, and all you see is him standing, and then like the bat or whatever drives by, and then he's like laying down like this, but there's not a single gunshot on him at all. And it's like, wait, what the fuck is happening? It looks really, really, really stupid.
No,
Yeah.
I agree. I definitely agree on that. That's probably
Wait,
one net positive.
maybe
The
because
MCU's
it's
been allowed to push it further.
maybe
But
it's because it's PG. Wait, was the Dark Knight Rises really PG?
no way,
I thought that was
dude. They're all
PG-13.
PG-13 for
Oh
sure.
yeah, it is PG-13. Yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
fuck off.
it's just the standards have gotten looser now because I don't know, Disney Illuminati money paid out to the MPA or whatever the fuck. But I completely agree with you. At first, I thought Infinity War got away with it because it was alien blood. You saw like
Mhm.
green blood, and even then, the low key strangle in the beginning, spoilers, is super graphic. I was like, oh, this is very graphic. And then the decapitation with the blood splatter, and it's red blood on on Thor and Captain Marvel in the beginning of Endgame, spoilers.
Mhm.
It's red. I'm just like, damn, dude, you get away, man. Dude, y'all are explicit now. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's no way you could have,
Or when
explicit.
Hawkeye cuts that dude's fucking throat, I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I agree.
I thought he was gonna be like an android or some shit, but it was just like, damn, I'm watching some fucking Kill Bill here. Holy shit. But yeah.
Yeah, they're pushing that envelope really, really far now. But I'm sorry, we're going here again. Yeah, but Detective Pikachu was rated PG.
Mhm.
And what I can say about it now is apparently there was going to, at some point, Pikachu, as Ryan Reynolds, was going to smoke a cigar in one scene, but they had to get axed entirely because that would have any kind of use of smoking would have thrown it to PG-13
Mhm.
territory. And there's probably some people who may be crying about like the limp dick I guess plot climax of the Mewtwo being disabled by just removing the headband. But I'm like, well, that doesn't really bother me because I'm like, it's rated PG. You can't have like realistically here this would end in some kind of like violent conflict. It would be like, Tim punching the dude or someone hurting someone somehow. So just like having a non-violent resolve to the entire conflict of Mewtwo doing shit needs to it needs to be non-violent. So well, what else can you do really other than just like have a flaw in the execution of the headband thingy or whatever.
Sure.
So that doesn't really bother me. It's also Pokemon too. It's a simple plot. I'm not really upset by that at all. But yeah, but the funniest part for me was definitely the Ditto face. There's the other parts I enjoyed too. I did find that both the infiltrating the laboratory was a slow moving thing for me, and the Torterra went on way too long. But I thought the ending was fantastic. I loved the ending that it was like Ron Reynolds is the dad, and now they're bonding, and maybe I'm biased because I got daddy issues or whatever. But to me, that was a very uplifting ending. I wasn't expecting it to be. So
Ready for
hit
me
me
to
so close
ruin
to
the whole
home.
movie for you? Are you ready?
Oh no, there's definitely some iffy things there. But sure, go ahead. What you got for me?
Why didn't the kid
I'm ready for 'em.
recognize Pikachu's voice as his dad's voice the whole time?
Fuck.
There you go. Game over.
Because something hysteria and schizophrenia manipulation, and it was an audience convenience for you to understand that I don't know.
Yep. All
All
over.
right,
There you go.
you got that one.
Dude,
Honestly
I
though,
had some.
if you really want to get into this here, okay, so the plot is or the villains like intent here is that we're gonna make better breeds of existence. We're gonna have hybrid Pokemon. The advantage of cognitive human thought with the physical advantages of being like a Pokemon, right?
Mhm.
But then what? Like what like against? I don't know. I feel like there's like where does it go from
Well,
there?
okay,
Really?
it's a PG movie. We're not supposed to look at it too closely, I don't think. But
Okay, gotcha. I'm sorry, you're being that guy. I was just gonna like throw out there we can be not if you want to crank the fun to zero right now. We can do
yeah.
that if you want to, but
Fuck. What was I gonna say? Oh, fuck! I just had an idea and I forgot it. Oh, I don't know if this is like PG audiences or something, but man, I had a lot of laughers in my theater that were laughing at a lot of stuff that wasn't that funny. Did you have this or?
uh fuck, dude. The problem is now I have to recall this shit from like a week ago.
Uh huh.
That's why I
I
suck.
well like
I
so
went
maybe
to
not
the
then because for me it's very easy to recall because there were like jokes that would happen and people next to me would be like ah and it was like what that was not that funny, dude, are you okay? There were a lot of laughers in
Did
my
you go to
theater.
a well you're out, you're in a very population dense area,
My
so
theater was almost full. Yeah.
yeah. Did you go to a midnight screening or
No,
you
fuck
went
no.
like
Just like a normal evening screening.
well, actually wait, pause here. What's your stance on those? Are you not midnight screenings? There's like no film that you're excited for to go see for a midnight screening, or it's not. It's
Not
not.
fucking Detective Pikachu. I'm not above a midnight screening. I'll go to a midnight screening, but I'm not not for Detective Pikachu now. I'm good on that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I just go to midnight because it's like a it's well two things here. One, my midnights are because I'm in like a I guess like a less traffic state. Like they do at midnight, but they push it. They don't want to be open till midnight. So they just do like a 6, 7, and 8 o'clock screenings and call for on the day of the midnight. They don't
Uh-huh.
actually honor the midnight. Um, and so it just works out better. So I can just go to like a decently timed screening pre-spoiler on internet culture and have a great time.
Sure.
Not only that, but because it's a hardcore fan screening, of any given movie. I have no kids, no
Mhm.
annoying kids to deal with, and none of that shit's all fans. So
Oh, did you get the
yeah, my theater
Pokemon
was.
cards for going?
Wait, you got cards?
Oh.
What, you got cards? Oh man, I'm fucking jealous,
You
dude.
didn't get Pokemon cards?
No, I ain't got no fucking cards, dude. You're pointing at not Oh, you're pointing at your camera.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
I
Here you
see
go.
that.
Can you see it? There.
Yeah. I'm jelly, dude. I ain't getting no fucking cards, dude.
Damn, they're all like holographics
Dude,
too.
I bet my theater employees are fucking dicks and hoarded off of themselves.
Think so.
Mm. But yeah, no, I had a pretty full screening of mine as well, mostly adults, and we all had a great time. Um, One thing I do want to say, I feel like I haven't given enough compliments to what I think is like very well done. That's definitely the aesthetic. I I I was like looking, dude. It was kind of like me watching Avatar for the first time. I was like, man, I'm looking for when my immersion's ruined, and I'm like, does Pikachu look good? The Pikachu against the lighting of the neon signs at nighttime are great. The fur is like tremendously well done. Dude, I thought every Pokemon looked fantastic, dude, all around. Even in scenes, the only scene I found was even anywhere near questionable on immersion ruined because I can tell it's CGI moving around, not like a real IRL Pokemon. Was after the Torterra scene when the Bulbasaurs are summoning Mewtwo.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is not even a bad thing though, because usually you want to avoid like broad daylight scenes because it will expose the most scrutiny of CGI elements against a real backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
And but even then, I thought they look great. That was the only thing I thought they were really bold for going for daytime, for like full daytime against CGI, because that's usually really hard to pull off, and it's kind of a reason why you see films like Venom from last year is a mostly nighttime film because it's way easier to blend in obscure detail when things are set at night.
Sure.
So when you want to like lower your budget on CGI, just make everything at nighttime.
Yeah.
But I thought the aesthetics were fantastic, dude. Like it's everything that the Sonic movie is not for
Did you
sure.
see that
So
they actually said they were going to go back and reanimate a lot of it?
yeah, the director had tweeted out that we heard your feedback and we're gonna make Sonic right, which is vague, and I don't know if that means they're gonna like make his eyes unify in some kind of like Cyclops traditional fashion. If they're gonna completely overhaul the design, does it mean you're gonna delay the film to accommodate what's gonna be blatantly if you have enough footage to cut a trailer, clearly you're far along production,
Mm-hmm.
and given 6 months to retool Sonic in whatever way he's saying here is no small task,
Is it? I
and it's
wonder
no.
if it's actually not as big of a deal. I kind of wonder. Like, obviously, there's a lot of work that goes into the CGI and shit. But do you think you have to actually reshoot scenes if they're just changing the animation of them a little bit? Like a lot of the I don't know.
Um, if okay, so if his size changes, yeah. If the
If the
size of
size
Sonic's
changes,
gonna
they
be,
would. But I don't know if they had to change
yeah.
the size so much more than just like the facial stuff and then like the proportions.
If the critique was taken at face value, you kind of need to fix that because to me the proportions look off. It doesn't look like it looks like a small child wearing a costume,
Mm-hmm.
and the head looks like a separate entity on its own. I can give you a screenshot of what I'm getting at here
Mm-hmm.
to really drive
I've
that home.
probably
But
seen
like,
it. There were a lot of people that
yeah,
showed
yeah, yeah.
photos.
It looks. I see a little kid in a fursuit. I don't see a realistic take on Sonic the Hedgehog at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even really agree with even going realistic with it in the first place. It looks too detached from the source property in its entirety. Like
Yeah.
I don't even know who the target audience is here. Like I don't know how you're gonna sell merch of this aesthetic of Sonic. Like who's gonna buy a fucking 6-inch Sonic figurine doll for Christmas?
As
It
soon
looks
as
like that.
the fucking trailer starts and he's like, "Gotta go fast," I was like, "Oh god."
Looking right into the camera too. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Oh god, what's happening?
I will say so. Funny thing here for my midnight screening of Detective Pikachu. That trailer did come on, bro. Full audience laughter. As soon as you see the blur pass by on the highway with the speedometer, everyone knew what it was. Everyone laughed for all the wrong reasons. Everyone knew it was shit. All the hardcore geeks in my audience for the midnight screening knew that was a giant fucking meme at this point now. And dude, everyone was talking the entire time during the trailer because they're all whispering to their friends about like how fucking dog shit AIDS it is, or whatever banter they're gonna they're ripping on it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, no one took it seriously. It's gonna be one of those like movies you just go, I don't even know, like fucking stoned as fuck and just like have a fucking great time, blow it
Yeah.
out of your mind or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they delay it. But I don't know, dude. Fucking the fact that it even got this far, looking this terrible, is honestly just baffling to me. Like there had to be like some checks and balances going on here. You compare Detective Pikachu, which had a lot of Pokemon Company involved in the production,
Mm-hmm.
compared to this one here, which is like I can just tell like some fucking executive at Paramount was like, I know what kids want. Kids want it to look realistic because Transformers looks realistic and that's so great. So fuck what this fan base wants. I know better. And it's like, all right, bro, you do you.
Yeah. Well.
So yeah, that's that. And then was there anything else about the Pikachu? No, dude, I agree with you. I thought it was a bold take. I had a great time with it. I don't have much to complain about other than those two scenes of pacing. But I'm really happy that I'm just happy that it did well, and I'm hoping that we can get more from it.
Yeah.
I think seeing more video game movies be close in production and association, I think would be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not obviously not every video game is suited for full screen adaptation, but this does give me faith. This gives me a lot more faith that this went that well, and Pokemon Company gave, I assume, the production here both at Legendary and Warner Brothers gave them a lot of, I guess, freedom to do what they wanted to do. And it gives me a
Clearly,
lot
yeah.
of faith for that Mario movie because Nintendo has that in production as well here.
A Mario movie.
Yeah, a CG animated, kind of like Toy Story, a CG animated
Oh shit.
Mario movie. It's currently slated for, I believe, 2022, and it's being done by Illumination, the people who do Despicable Me, Minions, Secret Life of Pets. So it might be more of a slapstick centric thing, but we'll see where that goes.
Did you
Are you
did you watch the original Mario movie?
not in full yet? I do want to get to it at some point. You're talking
Oh
about the.
shit! You've got to watch it. That's a good ass. That's a fucking
I
childhood
hear
classic.
it's a trip, dude. I hear it's a fucking trip, man. There's a really good documentary on YouTube about it though, talking about like how these two directors actually had no interest in making a Mario movie.
Uh huh.
All right, so I'm sorry, small story here. So the two directors, it was a husband and wife team. They wanted to make some like psychedelic surrealism centric sci-fi thriller.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't get approved for it, but for the movie they wanted to make. And then whenever they were approached by like a some kind of like agent company or whatever,
Yeah.
they were shocked. They're like, hey, look, we can't get your movie approved here, but I think I can get you making the Mario movie. Would you want to do that? It's kind of like took the Mario IP, just injected their crazy ass surreal movie into it, which is kind of why it looks so. It has that crazy aesthetic to the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually I think the story of how that movie happened is probably more fascinating than the actual movie itself.
Maybe, yeah.
When you look further into it, I'll have to find that YouTube video for you though. It was really good.
Okay.
But no, I'm definitely gonna watch it at some point though.
Are you ready? I don't know if we're going to disagree too much on this now, based on the things I've heard you say, unfortunately. We're not going to get those big disagreements that we've been waiting for, but...
Are we talking about toxic spoiler culture?
Talking about Spoilergate 2019.
Spoilergate 2019. Okay, well, first let me just predate this by saying that I apologize for my stream here because I felt like I did not challenge you enough. Like you went on your huge tirade about like how you spoilers, knowing the plot or the synopsis of a film or a work does not hinder your enjoyment of that film. I feel like I didn't come in out enough here to say that I disagree with that. Definitely, this is the reason why I go to midnight screens, because I want to avoid knowing anything, because I want to go in blind, because there is a value as the audience member to not know what's going to happen and to maybe perhaps be surprised by things.
Mm-hmm.
You can use the evidence, foreshadowing, or any kind of context clues to figure out what's going to go on here, but there's definitely a value to just not knowing blatantly what will happen and how it will happen. So I prefer to go in as blind as possible on anything.
Yeah, I don't disagree. A lot of people like to watch stuff that way, sure.
So when you gave your take there, I should have challenged it a little bit more. But with that in mind, please present your case here. What do we got here on Spoilergate?
I don't disagree with that at all. The thing that bothers me, I guess, is I don't know. I guess we could talk about this specific case or kind of how I view it in general. I guess like so to state a couple positions very clearly, and I've said these a million times, although I don't even know if people know what I think anymore. I think that you should enjoy media in whatever way you want. That if you like watching things without knowing anything, if you like the surprise of seeing big twists and whatnot occur on the screen, I think that that's totally fine. And you're right. I mean, anybody should be able to enjoy media any way they want. For me personally, I try to avoid like spoiling stuff. Like I'll never do like day of, and I try to avoid like opening weekend. But like past that, I don't really care anymore. So I think for Endgame, like the joke that I tweeted without a spoiler warning came out. It was Monday night after the movie had been out since I think Thursday would have been the midnight showings or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. And like at that point, basically the way that I view it is that like if spoilers are a really huge thing to you and a really important part of what you do, and it's a big part of the movie going experience to you, I don't understand why you have anything to do with social media 4 days after release. Like, it just seems like such an incredibly stupid fucking thing.
It seems like it's not a priority for you to go see that movie.
That's what it feels like. Or if it is, like, at the very least, like, why are you on social media? Like, that's pretty much my take.
It's only the possibilities are only, net negative. You can only get spoiled. You can mute words, but you can't mute images or image macro memes that could spoil things for you. So,
yeah.
Was it really a priority to you, or is it just entitlement on your end of how the internet should behave around your conditions?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which is silly.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. It's fair game.
Pretty much that was my position. That was it.
After Sunday night, it's free game, I waited all weekend. I've been blue balling. My nutsack is full. I'm ready to splooge. I'm ready to fucking go, man. I'm sitting here all fucking weekend ready to talk about the shit. So, yeah. I mean, that's fair. Okay. Now, however, though, I'm gonna pull you over right now, sir.
Mm-hmm.
What's this I heard about you DMing spoilers to people?
Okay, so basically, this is what happened, okay? So I gave this take, and this is the maddest I think my community has ever gotten. So over the next 10 days, so usually what I do when I wake up, the first thing I do when I wake up is I get my phone out and I check my subreddit to see what's going on, usually to make sure that nothing bad in me got leaked or something catastrophic is happening or none of my accounts are hacked. So I get onto my Reddit, and every single day I wake up, there is another dumb fuck thread on my Reddit with 200 fucking comments about how mad people are giving the most small brain takes I've ever seen in my life. So here is an example of a few of the amazing takes I got. One was the mythical the mythical employee who wasn't able to see it opening weekend because all of the theaters were full, who wasn't able to see it on Monday, and who has to use social media for their job, and who will be following accounts that will spoil movies for him. This was like, so these were the level of people that were being invented. Oh, and then also business people that work in other countries where the movie hadn't been released in the right language yet, who were using social media as part of their job. And it was like, who the fuck are these people? What the fuck? So that was one of the things that was brought up. Another thing that came up was people saying, oh God, what was it? Okay, one was creating the mythical employee. Oh, the other were the crazy arguments people were giving. So Destiny says that women should be able to walk outside and walk wherever they want without somebody raping them. But for some reason, Destiny doesn't think I should be able to go on social media without being spoiled. And I'm like, what?
Whoa.
Yep.
False equivalency. Holy shit.
Well, not even false equivalency. The analogy doesn't fit because I think women should have the right to walk around outside without being raped. I don't think you should have the right to read other people's social media and dictate their conversations, right? So it's a disanalogous. But when I would say like, oh, this is a bad analogy, people are like, why? You use rape analogies all the time. It's like, well, yeah, when I think the analogy fits. So that was a huge one. And then another one was people saying Destiny doesn't like North Carolina voter ID laws because it thinks it disproportionately impacts minorities. So why is he allowed to spoil stuff on social media? And I don't even know how that argument even pretended to connect. But like, they were like, these were the level of takes, and these weren't just like people writing them to like one upvote. These were like massively upvoted threads with hundreds of comments, with these types of comments getting a lot of upvotes. And like after like a week of this, I was like, dude, like, and what would happen is like every day I would like, somebody would bring it up while I'm playing League or whatever. And I'd be like, oh, like this seems like really dumb. Like, I don't know. We talk about it for like 5 minutes. And then like another day would pass and people would make more threats. It's like, okay, well, this is ridiculous. And then people are saying, you know, like, oh, well, it's because you keep bringing it up. It's like, well, I don't think me bringing something up for 5 minutes like warrants another 200 comment post. And after like literally 10 days of this, so 10 days after the fact, okay, I wake up and it's gotten to this incredibly vitriolic point where people will like post a thread for like, oh, Destiny's spoiling shit. And then like the comments are like, this is why Destiny left his kid in Nebraska. It's because he doesn't like anybody. And he's just a huge piece of shit. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like over spoilers. So when I started to read comments like that, I started to DM people. I started to DM people Game of Thrones spoilers for the leaks for the next few days. So because I was like at this point, like if you're literally gonna like go this hard and I'm gonna be this vilified, well fuck it, man, I'm gonna have some fucking fun. So I start finding people that are leaving the rudest and like the most ass pain comments about my personal life over the spoiler shit. I start DMing them future leaks for Game of Thrones. And then from there, people go to Livestream Fail and they start posting threads. And then those threads are full of people who it's like, oh, well, Destiny like flies around the world to fuck underage girls so that he can like ruin his kid's life. And it's like, you know what, dude? Fuck it, man. At that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to publicly fucking start responding to comments. And it's like, dude, I'm not going to lie. And at this point, so I want to fully acknowledge that I was being a huge asshole. I don't think I was being that big of an asshole for DMing people spoilers because you know what? Fuck those people. I don't care about you. But for posting public spoilers, I definitely was a huge asshole. Like 3 out of the, like whatever people living in the offline TV house apparently were spoiled by me reading those fucking threads. But that was definitely being a dick move posting publicly. But goddamn, Michael, it was a lot of fucking fun, dude. I would like show up in a thread and somebody be like, I just don't understand why Destiny has no concern for like the life of his son or whatever. And I would respond like, I really agree. It kind of reminds me about how Tyrion didn't have any concern for Varys getting, you know, melted by Daenerys. This happened already, right? And like people would get so fucking mad. I would post one comment and I would have like 50 fucking replies. People would be editing their comments. They're like, watch out, Destiny's here. Watch out in all caps. Like he's spoiling below.
Oh my God,
It was like, it was the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen in my time. I was up until like fucking 5 a.m. like showing up in like random threads. I think I even spoiled Detective Pikachu.
Jesus. Okay, all right. So listen, fucking over degenerates who clapped at you first. I can actually understand that one. That doesn't really bug me, honestly. Even now hearing more context here. You know, it's whatever. Like
the public stuff was a dick move, though. I acknowledge that it was a dick move. But at that point, man, we were throwing so many nukes. I was like, listen, man, there's gonna be some collateral damage. I'm sorry, but like, fuck it, dude. I don't give a fuck anymore. But
well,
yeah.
let's pause it because there's a lot I want to get into the sociology of this whole thing. So first thing first is that I feel like theatrical movie spoilers and Game of Thrones spoilers are two very different things. Like there is like Spoilergate is like crazy with Game of Thrones because of the leaks and
Hmm.
because of the culture. It's funny because I feel like most theatrical films have like I think it's fair to say there's like a opening weekend buffer to like
Sure.
before you can publicly disclose things. But comparatively, because Game of Thrones is like a static scheduled episode release,
Hmm.
people fire off on Game of Thrones spoilers once the episode is aired Sunday
Oh, while
night.
it's airing, people do it. Yeah, there was like an NFL player, somebody or NBA player that did it, and people were getting mad at him. Yeah, but yeah, people will like start literally tweeting like mid episode.
Yeah. So that I feel that's it's a very different thing there. But then
One of my
the variables.
real quick, one of my favorite thing was while the episode was airing, I got a few DMs like right after one of the first big things that I publicly spoiled happened, and I think it's because people were watching. They're like, "Oh, Destiny was right," and so they started writing me messages during the fucking episode. Okay, sorry, keep going.
Um, and that if I wasn't gonna say again about this, they people discuss spoilers right away, and fuck, I forgot where I was going this now. I
Oh
apologize
fuck!
here.
You were just talking about how Spoilergate is big for movies, but people will fire off tweets in the middle of Game of Thrones episodes. I mentioned an NBA or NFL player.
Oh, okay. Then the variable now is that the leaks happen, right?
Mhm.
Didn't is that valid? I don't know actually about it here, but that the leaks for the entire season came out before episode 5. Is that correct?
The
Like
leaks
there was
came.
like a very
Oh yeah,
like
there's been
the
leaks
script
like all like for the past couple episodes. There's been big leaks trying to detail what happens like at the end of the season. Yeah, which seems like they're
yeah.
probably true at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, because a couple of leaks had called it correctly at this point now. So now now you have this variable going in. So now it's like it's really stressful because I recall Avengers premiered nationwide, not in LA but nationwide like on a Thursday, right? And by Tuesday there were like some fucking huge ass leaks. So at that point I was like, all right, look, let me just because I want to see Endgame as blind as possible. I'm just gonna like I only tweeted out. I didn't even go to my timeline tab. I purely went to I would just tweet things out into the void of Twitter.
Hmm.
I'm live. This is cool, whatever. And I wouldn't even engage on anything for those 2 days until I can go see Avengers ASAP. And then I didn't even stream on Avengers premiere day because I didn't even want to deal with it. I was like, I'm gonna go to gym. I'm gonna be productive. I'm gonna remain off of social media because I'm a responsible person who's not gonna deflect blame to everything else in the possibility in this world. And I'm gonna go see Avengers happily as blind as possible. Whatever, fucking 5 p.m. on Thursday premiere day.
Hmm.
So I kind of backed off there. But if you're a Game of Thrones fan and you got fucking just leaks coming out like fucking loose diarrhea in every direction possible, it's like
You kind of have to watch it like while it's airing, otherwise you're probably gonna get for sure.
yeah, just like it's just fucking it seems really really stressful. So that's a big variable that I don't really know how to like contextualize and compute as far as like what's ethical and what's not because
It's also like it's really weird because a lot of people were telling me. So the Monday I tweeted this on. So my original tweet that started all of this was on Monday night. Okay, and when I tweeted, I had a lot of people saying, "Well, Destiny." I felt a lot of people, and you're the first one that spoiled it for me. I don't know how, but I knew that like spoiler alert, I guess for Endgame. I knew that Iron Man died. Like I feel like I knew that like 4 months ago, and I don't even know how. Like I don't even read much about like these movies, but I feel like I read that like Iron Man. I don't remember Black Widow, but I know for sure Iron Man died. I feel like I read that like so long ago, like in so many different places. I don't know how people.
It's pretty implied. It would be Cap America and or Iron Man.
Well, not even implied, but I feel like I'd read like leaks and spoilers and shit before then. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, it had leaked. Oh, well, there you go. Oh yeah, and then also like not to be too meta, but like all of the contract shit made it like really fucking obvious too.
Really obvious too, yeah.
And like the release movies and or the announced movies and everything, yeah.
Yeah, because Robert Downey Jr. has been out of contract since I think like fucking Avengers 2.
Mm-hmm.
So like they have to like pay him out like something like 50 million per film.
Mm-hmm.
Like just like he just got like fucking Godzilla bank at that point, and they wanted to definitely was in Marvel's interest to actually get him out of there because he's just too good at what he does at this point.
Yeah,
like he's too MVP. But back to Spoilergate though. So we covered that, and then so first thing first, that the Game of Thrones spoilers are very different than everything else because of this whole contextual situation of the leaks and
leaking like unreleased stuff is a lot different than
Yeah, and then also though that Spoilergate in 2019 is very different than in the past to me. And it might be minorly anecdotal here, but like I feel like people weren't bitching as much about spoilers on social media. Like if we go back, like maybe like 5 to 7 years back from now, and I feel like I think back here to like Avengers 1 coming out, and I really feel it wasn't like it was just more like everyone was hyped at like that a collab tentpole ensemble film came out, and it didn't suck ass. And that was celebrated, and everyone was just like talking about how cool it was that weekend. Not really, don't spoil anything until Monday, like, because, and I feel like as the MCU has continued to go along, where you're at the point now where you're seeing the apex of a 22 film story build up, that the spoiler culture got more invasive and more corrosive over time here now. And
and this is actually
how it is now.
This is something that like I don't like to talk about this much because it's like so one-sided, like because I like people enjoy media so much differently than I do, and I realize that now, and it's I try to realize that. Man, I saw so many sad comments in my chat, like people saying things like why would you ever watch Fight Club if you knew the twist? And it's like, dude, Fight Club is a really good movie. What do you mean? Or people saying the same things about like Memento and stuff, but it's like, wait, really? Like, I don't know. I personally, I think it's...
Yeah, I don't agree with that either, actually. That's a...
Yeah, and like, I don't know. I think that's really sad. But like, regardless, like, if you want to enjoy it that way, that's fine. But like, there is like something about like publicly celebrating the hype that like I miss that it can't happen with the current spoiler culture, right? Like there is no huge celebration for like all the awesome cool shit about Endgame because you weren't allowed to talk about it once it came out, and like nobody's gonna like hype it like 2 weeks later. Like nobody gives a fuck. I actually remember a situation that happened almost exactly like this with StarCraft a long time ago, and I don't remember what ultimately ended up happening, but it came out to where like people would celebrate
people celebrate.
Oh fuck! Hold on, I'm reading fucking the 15 IQ takes in my chat. I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, it's a big mistake. Is Destiny inventing people shit on? I mean, like you can check the logs. Like you can pretend I'm inventing people, but you guys, yeah, you really are this fucking stupid, and people that agree with you really are this fucking stupid. If that bothers you, maybe you should take a look at your side. And then Destiny, it's about the first experience. I feel like you argue in bad faith. I'm not arguing in bad faith at all. If you enjoy the first experience of something, that's fine. I just think it's incredibly fucking sad that you would think a movie is bad because you know the twist. It just shows that like, but we enjoy media in very different ways. But if that's how you like to enjoy it, that's totally on you. You can think that I'm really fucking sad because I don't care about things like that. That's fine. We can think that about each other. It's okay, my dude. You're gonna be fine. But anyway, in StarCraft, there is this huge thing where it got to a point where people were like, well, hold on. We're not allowed to make threads congratulating the winners of tournaments because you're spoiling it for people that watch VODs who wake up the next day because they have to work. And I think they had that rule for... Yeah, I think they had that rule for like a week or two in the StarCraft subreddit. And then people were like, hold on, this is fucking shit. Like, we're hype as fuck. Like, a tournament just happened. We want to make posts and celebrate the fucking winner. And now all the hype is killed because of like spoiler fucks, because of VOD fucks. Like, we can't do this because we have to wait for people to catch up. And like,
call them what they are, bro. Spoiler cucks.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something different. But yeah, spoiler cucks.
Maybe I'm reformed. We talking about?
Yeah, well, because VOD, the other word is what you would normally say. VOD F slur. Is what you would normally call them.
No, like, man, that's 2009 trihex. We're past that now.
Don't you mean 2019 trihex? When did you get banned for calling your friend a... Anyway,
I meant that. Okay, that was a heated gamer moment. That was different. Okay,
don't worry. My heated gamer moment. See, I'm 2018 Destiny. Okay, that was my heated gamer moment. So where are you, Trax? Catch up. All right.
Ooh, man.
Damn, dude. Oh man, there was a big racial joke there. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I was gonna say African Americans lagging behind the white man in more ways than one, Trax, but we're not going there. Okay.
Thank God we're not.
What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, anyway, it finally came out.
StarCraft, yeah.
Yeah, I think they finally rewound it all, where they were like, okay, no, this is fucking stupid. When people win tournaments, we need to be able to make big threads. We need to be able to have like a lot of fucking fun. Like, this is so stupid. And honestly, like the spoiler stuff has kind of turned out the same way. At this point, it's never gonna be undone, and I understand that. But like, we're never gonna have a day where like a really cool movie or hype movie like fucking, I guess, Endgame or whatever comes out, where like on opening night and the next day, like people are tweeting like all the cool shit about it. That will never happen again because everybody's so fucking obsessed with protecting people from spoilers. And I think that's really sad to miss out on like that kind of like cultural thing.
So when you talk about this here, it actually makes me come back to an example of how quickly times have changed. So allow me to present you a situation that is like taking me to this point now. So it already happened to me. In 2015, Zootopia. Are you familiar with that film from Disney?
I've heard of it, but yeah.
Well, Zootopia came out in March 2015, and I was already excited for it conceptually. But then when it came out, it was way better than I expected. It's one of my favorite Disney films of all time. Separate from all the things you may hear about now, associated baggage, the furry fan art and everything else about it, or whatever. It's actually a great film. I'm a big fan of it. Okay. And I felt like I wanted to It actually touched on a lot of themes of prejudice and classism and racism throughout the film. Is depicted by the predators and the prey that coexist in the Zootopia ecosystems. You know how when you have like in the natural habitats here, when you have 10% of predators and 90% of the animals are prey, how do they coexist peacefully and shit like that, right? And they dive into that theme hardcore in the second half of the movie. And I love the film so much. I want people to think that hey, it's not a simple, dumbed down, boring, children brain fodder film. It's actually a great film on its own, independent of it being an animated film, and independent of it being like a Disney kid family friendly film. It's actually a great film altogether. And I wanted to really push for that, so I kind of went into did like a 4 or 5 part tweet thread about how good it was and how the Rotten Tomatoes at 99%, and how I agree with. I love that it went so much deeper than it needed to in its entirety. And I brought up all the cool things, like you're saying, I brought up all the cool things about the film to make it really worth going to see without spoiling anything, in my opinion. And I did that in 2015. The thread was hot. I got like, I don't know, whatever, 70 likes or whatever for back in that time. For me, it was pretty good for metrics on my tweets. And I feel like in modern day now, I wouldn't do that. I'd be too scared to disclose even the themes explored in the film that happened towards the second half of the film. So it does sadden me that I feel like I can't bring up that how cool the ending of Detective Pikachu, or even say that it is cool. I don't even know how to bring up the things I like about Detective Pikachu without kind of spoiling anything about it. So I was kind of scared to
spoiler alerts like all of your tweets and hope that people.
I gotta do like a fucking 2-part tweet and have part 2 be like all police siren emojis and then say spoiler, and then part 3 be the spoiler itself, right? And I still get bitched at for it. So it does kind of sadden me that in 2015, I was like, I was doing the thing you're bringing up here. I would celebrate the culture of the film when I first saw it. I couldn't wait to tweet. I actually tweeted it in the theater during the credits. I was like, yo, this film's so fucking awesome. I loved it. And then 2019 now, I'm kind of like overthinking everything, and I'm kind of scared to even disclose. What can I disclose, honestly? Was it, all I can say is, is it worth seeing or is it not worth seeing? And do I think it's good? Which is like two very vague, non-descriptive anything, honestly. So yeah, you're right. Spoilergate for me has sadly infected me, and I'm wondering what do I want to do about it. Am I ready to be Destiny Jr. and come out here and just come out fucking swinging, or am I gonna I don't know what I'm gonna do about it, honestly. I have to figure that out, really.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's whatever now. It's kind of funny because you have I remember back, how old would I have been? I'm pretty sure people made fun of you if you had gone 2 days after release and you hadn't finished reading whatever Harry Potter book had come out. Cool. You had 1 day to 2 days tops to finish a 700-page book, and you did it. Everybody did it. Even if you were in fucking grade school, you read all those books got fairly long. I mean, the text is big, but decent length for child's reading. You had to have that shit read in 2 days, or people would fucking spoil that shit. And you were expected to too. Nobody fucking gets through the weekend without having read the entire Harry Potter book. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah. So it's kind of funny that we gave less time for people to read those pretty long books than we do for them to watch a 2 or 3 hour movie. Yeah.
Well, also keep in mind too here that you're bringing up Harry Potter, and I want to say Deathly Hallows came out in 2008.
I don't remember, but
yeah, it was either late 2007 or 2008 for Deathly Hallows, and for example, just Twitter debuted in 2009, right? So it was just pre social media. That's the difference there. We're talking a pre social media savvy landscape, at least particularly to Twitter. I mean, all of them got stronger over time, but even the ones who were both most active on Twitter was not even around that time, if I recall correctly. Oh, apparently I'm off here. 2007, really?
I don't remember when, but
maybe I'm misconfusing here. Maybe it when in Twitter's early days it was only celebrities. Am I wrong on that, y'all? Was Twitter invite only at some point, or am I just completely making shit up right now? Because I didn't even hear about Twitter until 2009. So. I didn't even know it was even a thing until then, and I didn't even make an account until 2011. So maybe I'm just completely a piece of shit who's making up shit right now.
Way to go.
So if you're gonna shoutcast me on that when Twitter was exactly created, I would debate when was it actually culturally relevant, to reinforce my point here about social media's influence on the landscape. So that though, it's just different then. So I don't know, maybe things will get better. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, it's a big shit show right now as far as spoilers go.
Another thing that this triggers the fuck out of my chat when I talk about this, so I'm going to trigger them again. And people are going to say I'm strawmanning the fuck out of people. But one thing that I kind of noticed, Oh, and then people will strawman the fuck out of me, which is really funny. But one thing that I noticed that was also very surprising to me is people are obsessed with social media. Holy fuck. Like, people will, like, I had people in my chat who would unironically say things. So I would be like, I would say things like, okay, well, listen, let's say that you can't watch it opening weekend. Let's say that you know, can't, like, whatever. Why can't you just stay off Twitter for like 2 or 3 days until you see it? And people are saying things, and then here are the two comparisons that people brought up. Is one person would say, okay, well, what about this video, Destiny? Will you say it's not fair to tell people to get off social media forever just because they're being harassed? Okay, so it's like, okay, well, one, this is getting off social media forever instead of 2 or 3 days, and two, this is because people are like actually harassing you, not because you're trying to avoid other people's conversations, right? That was one thing they brought up. And then other people were saying things like, oh, okay, so you basically want me to cryogenically freeze myself, like, because I can't watch a movie. And it's like, is that really the equivalent of like staying off Twitter for 2 or 3 days? Like, is that really that much of a problem? Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was really weird. There were a lot of people that were like going really nuclear about how like impossible it was for them to stay off social media. Yeah, and then other people are saying things like, "Oh, well, you're obsessed with social media because you use it all the time." It's like, dude, I use social media because it's my job, right? Because when I tweet, it's like really related to my stream shit. Like, if you want to see how I feel about social media, go look at my fucking Facebook, because I don't do fuck all with that. Or look at my Instagram, you know, before I had to build that because my Twitter died. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I personally don't give a fuck about social media. It's always funny when people try to attack me over shit they think I care about. A lot of the people in my subreddit were writing things like, let's spoil everything for Destiny from now on. We're going to start spoiling everything, like not knowing that I don't give a fuck about it. But yeah, I don't know. The projection is really funny. But
there's a lot going on there sociologically as far as like the dependence on social media goes. Mm-hmm. Like there's just so much evidence that it's like it's not don't want to say it's a net negative. I mean, the benefit of interconnectivity nation, or I guess like globally, does have positives. Information spreads faster, debatably, like for better or for worse, you know, but fake news and legit news do spread faster. But there's a lot of psychological problems I think come from like too much dependency on social media. You know, the dopamine manipulation for teenagers going through puberty, as far as like, you know, keep scrolling. The desire to only portray your peak positivity. So, you know, like the Instagram effect, where you're just like you're seeing everyone at their 12 out of 10 moment, and you naturally compare it to yourself because your day to day is going to be a 5 out of 10. So you're just thinking like, you know, that you're less than the things you're seeing on social media. So you're kind of like gained into either like wanting obsession with the perfection or trying to aspire to become the perfection, which is kind of like impossible, right? Mm-hmm. If you're an everyday person. There's that, which will attack your self-worth, which makes you into a marketable object, because then you can be marketed to aspire to become more perfect. So it's like kind of like in their advantage to do that. I mean, what else is there? There's like so many things I can get into that like social media can just make you less happy altogether. There was a study done, I want to say in 2016, about like if you stay off the internet in its entirety, on average, you could be a happier person. You will be less informed, but the ignorance is bliss, because you'll be a happier person.
Sure.
Which is like, but you know, that's a kind of like a hot take, though, I would say. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's a lot that we can get into about the damages and the effects of social media consumption. But it is troublesome that people have the inability to wire off. I kind of caught that for myself a little bit, and if I can, I guess maybe my best example of that would be that when I was young on Twitter, I'd say probably before 2013, I did not yet have 10,000 followers yet, right? Mm-hmm. And on Twitter, you know, you see your specific number of followers at that time, and I hate that it got to me, but you know, the EP slump got to me. You know, my ratio of following to follower was a thing that like kind of like, I don't know, it was like a trained behavior from seeing how people care about it, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I want to make sure I was following the minimum amount of people to look cool proportional to the maximum amount of people who are following me.
Yeah.
Which I know is shallow and pathetic, because I'm a piece of shit. I agree with y'all. I agree with that. I'm sorry about that. I've been working on it ever since then. But before I made 10,000 followers, you know, you would see, you know, 9,817. And, you know, I would tweet out something, you know, a hot take or whatever, and I would lose followers. I would literally see the 30 followers go away and unfollow me. And I'm just like, this is damaging, dude. I became a much happier person once I reached like 10K and saw the 10.1K, and I would no longer see the 50 to 100 interval that would cause the number to dip down. Mm-hmm. I was a happy person because it made me less eager to tweet, I guess, hot takes. It made me fall to that Instagram model of just like only tweeting out things that I know universally are going to be echo chamber bullshit, rather than what I genuinely feel, or even if I'm misinformed, things I want to. Here's how I feel about it. Let's have a discussion, elaborate more, so I understand where y'all are coming from. If I'm different than everyone else, if I'm a contrarian, and I was less eager at that time because I was such a fucking pathetic, insecure little piece of shit to ever like do that. So I get those effects actually. They were hitting me back then, but now now the dick's fat. I don't give a fuck anymore. So I just do what I want to do.
It's kind of like, have you ever seen people that will follow like thousands and thousands of people to get follows back, and then they unfollow them once they follow them back?
Ooh, do we call out? Do we call the? We know someone who does this actually. By the way.
Wait, do we?
Okay, I'll say Harkdan. Harkdan does.
Oh
this,
yeah. Oh no, I knew that actually. Yeah, Harkdan brags about it.
Yeah,
I didn't know you knew that. But yeah,
he hasn't done it yet. But he's like, in his eyes, it's like a procrastination thing. I can unfollow them whenever I want to, and then I'll have I'll have a sick follow to following ratio.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the social media is I have a lot to critique there. I don't really know. The problem is though, I don't know what I want out of it. Like I'm telling you the things I don't like, but what's the solution and what should we do going forward? I don't know. Facebook's garbage, Twitter's garbage. I hate Jack's a fucking dumbass. Facebook is completely untrustworthy. I like you despise it. I don't even like. I mean, could I be optimal if I used a trihex Facebook to broaden my fan base more? Possibly, but no, that platform is everything I despise, honestly. So I'm which means I probably despise Instagram by association too, because Facebook owns Instagram. But I don't know, dude. Facebook's just a giant dumpster fire to me now, dude. I get on there and it's just misinformation and stupid bullshit. It's just it's IRL idiocracy going on every fucking day in my timeline of people I don't even care about anymore. So.
Wait, is Dan really verified too?
On Twitter?
Oh wait, yeah, Dan did it. So Dan has 207,000 followers, and he's fucking Twitter blue checkmarked. He did it.
Oh, he did unfollow people. Oh shit! Look at this. Oh, he Thanos snapped them. Look at this guy.
But now the big problem is that when your engagement looks like shit, it makes you look really bad.
Yeah, you're not lying. I guess we'll see though. He actually did it, dude. Holy fuck. Goddamn, dude. Okay, so we covered all of that. That was actually a really good topic, good discussion on Spoilergate. I don't know if did we arrive at any conclusions here other than I'm sorry, y'all. I feel like every single time I'm ready to give a nuclear on Destiny, we somehow don't have a nuclear take against each other. I know y'all want these 1v1 debates to finally happen where it's Goku versus Vegeta. And we're too much some fucking leftist beta cuck who just can't fucking do it, man. We can't come at it.
Someday.
Maybe we'll here I'll tell you something. Here's what I don't like.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so
What?
It's not even a hot take here. Live action Aladdin for me.
Wow.
I have really. I mean,
The hottest of takes. Wait, do you think the genie looks weird?
I think the whole movie was fuck. I think the whole movie conceptually is shit, dude. I think everything about that is dumb.
Wait, you haven't watched? It's not out yet, is it?
It comes out, I think, this Friday.
Oh, okay.
I want to say it comes out this weekend. Yeah, it looks like shit. It looks like I don't see Genie. I see Will Smith. It looks like a giant Will Smith platform to let him boast his ego further. I don't know if you saw Disney released a scene of whenever Aladdin, spoilers for Aladdin, by the way. Whenever Aladdin wished to become a prince or to be a prince, and then they go back to Agrabah's marketplace and had a little scene. Prince Ali, that when the genie's doing that, and rather than Genie transform into other peasants in the audience and be part of them to integrate the hype, it's just Will Smith being Will Smith, rapping and walking around in the little parade or whatever. It's nowhere near. It's not as catchy. It's nowhere near as as good on execution. The entire film to me feels I don't know, why does this exist? Jafar looks like a giant fuckboy. He doesn't have the menacing villainous demeanor that he had in the film comparatively. There's a lot going on there, so I don't even care about it. The point is, I don't care about it. I don't even think I'm gonna go see it. I'm not really. That one has me mixed. The Lion King has me also really worried. I'm mixed on that too, actually.
Did you ever? I don't know if I asked this part. Have you ever seen the movie Shazam? No,
I did not see Shazam yet. No, I'm actually behind on my DC stuff. I haven't seen Aquaman.
Wait. Fuck, that's not what I was thinking of though. That's the recent one. What was the old one? Was it Kazam?
With Shaq?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kazam.
Hell yeah. I remember that movie. That movie was funny as fuck. But I think it's probably shit if I were to go back and watch it now, huh?
Yeah, the acting is terrible from Shaq. Honestly, people dick ride Space Jam with Michael Jordan. Michael
Yeah.
Jordan's not an actor, dude. Those scenes fall flat, dude.
Oh,
It
even I
is.
can remember how like painfully fucking monotonous Michael Jordan
Yeah,
movies
it
are.
is. Yeah, it is. Ooh, boy.
Did they
Yeah,
ever
it's
make a Space Jam 2, or am I crazy?
no, he did not make a Space Jam 2, but Space Jam 2 is confirmed to be in production starring LeBron James.
Oh,
That was
damn.
confirmed I think early this year or late last year. And I think it's coming out in 2021, if I
Yeah, I
recall
see this.
correctly.
Yeah, holy shit.
So we'll see, man. We'll see what's going on with that one. And the thing is, too, the reason why it's going to happen for sure is because, once again, right now, Warner Brothers is lacking a lot right now. You know, not ever since Harry Potter finished with Deathly Hollows, and they're trying to like do the next 5 film contract with J.K. Rowling being a scriptwriter and just
Hmm.
like sucking ass at it according to the fan base. Harry Potter is flopping, or the sequel series, the whole Fantastic Beast 5 film contract is flopping right now. So they're
Hmm.
really eager to like do anything else instead of pulling money. DC's doing better on their end now, but like I would suspect you're going to see a sequel to Detective Pikachu very quickly because it's doing well in box office,
Hmm.
and I suspect you're going to see they were very eager to do something with Space Jam because Warner Brothers is sitting on the Looney Tunes property and they haven't done shit with it since 2003 with the Looney Tunes Back in Action sequel that happened.
Hmm.
It didn't do too well either with Brendan Fraser, literally who at this point. So yeah, they're very eager to do Space Jam too. So that's already happening right now. But point is like we don't argue enough, and I gotta come here and start firing off on things I think are gonna fucking suck ass and are fucking dog shit.
Okay.
So
Here's
I got
a
a
thing we can
couple.
argue about. Have you gotten your shirts yet?
Oh, yes. Actually, I'm bad. I haven't gone to the post office to grab them yet. I gotta
Oh,
go grab them from a PO box. I will wear them for you next week.
okay.
So I got you on that. And I'm sorry about that. Wait, I got that there. There is one last thing because we need to wrap soon because I got that direct in 30 minutes
Yep.
or 15 minutes. Last thing here. So Trainwreck, right? Trainwrecks. He tweeted out just the word Squad W, and it got like almost 1,000 likes on Twitter.
Hmm.
Can we? Do you want to talk about what exactly does Squad W mean? What is the?
Isn't it like the fucking incel calling card or some shit? I,
Is it? Is that?
I
Is
say
that?
that, but like, isn't Squad W like his whole kind of like represents like his whole like stream persona and personality and everything? Isn't that like Squad W?
Yeah, that's what I interpret it as. But I'm like, man, this shit got 1,000 likes without even like any context to it, too. Holy shit!
Yeah.
So it's the face of all incels out there. You know, it's the face of incels and white knights or pseudo white knights?
No, no, no,
Because
no,
I've
not White Knights.
no, not white knights at all.
He calls it the double standards emote. Oh well, there you go.
Gotcha. All right.
Here's the WoW section right now is literally like
So
everybody's
let me
just
ask you a question
watching
here.
YouTube videos right now, waiting for Classic WoW to drop. That's kind of funny. Sorry, go ahead.
So like let's say if Train was our special guest on this episode today, and we're back to the abortion rights,
Hmm.
which statement would he put? Squad W statement Squad W as a poster. Would it be like it's crazy that women are demanding too many rights, or is it crazy that these
No, I
abortion
don't
rights are
think
only?
like people that so like I would say that Train kind of falls in kind of like the gamer bro like political camp, and those people tend to just be anti SJW, but they don't tend to be full on like conservative. So like most of those people should be like pro abortion. I don't think that Trainwrecks is going to come out and give like an anti-abortion take, or like any like gamer bro people or any like centrist people are going to back that bill.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So we got that Squad W in chat, everyone. Um, I mean, I guess the last thing here. All right, this is the for real's last topic. I guess was
Hmm.
do we want to did we want to touch on anything further concerning Ben Shapiro? While that's I know everyone in the political spectrum has already given their 2 cents on it here, but is there anything we wanted to bring up while it's because it'll be old news by next week? So is there anything
Mm,
remaining we need to
I really
talk
like
about?
how much more relentless the BBC interviewer was than like most American interviewers. American journalism is like very, very softball. Jon Stewart is honestly the only guy I've ever seen give like a really rough interview before. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a big Jon Stewart fan, so I can definitely agree with you there.
Hmm.
I wouldn't even call it hard hitting though. It was more like, yo, you're being interviewed here. It's not like I'm hitting you with gotcha questions that you have to like answer to. You have to abide by the framing. It was like an interview format where he could have easily just answered the question, or I maybe challenge the framing and then answer the question. I don't think it was even like a, you know, it wasn't like it was on a Fox News town hall and they say, okay, we're gonna do rapid fire questions now. Here's a rapid fire question round. And it's like, oh boy, here comes the loaded questions and the gotchas. Let's fucking go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't like that at all. So I'm not sure if I even it was a stern interview compared to like the complete softball limp noodle standards of American newscasters, but like I wouldn't call that stern at all. It was just you know, your book claims these things. How do you feel about them?
Where was the oh fuck, there was a really good like Ben Shapiro tweet. I think it had to do with history, where somebody tweeted something like I think he tweeted something alongside, fuck, what did he say? He said something like, I don't believe in there being a right side of history, like morality and God, blah, 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 don't judge. And then like he released a book and it was literally called, like, On the Right Side of History.
Well, now, to be fair, the tweet where he says that there's no right side of history, that was a 2013 tweet. And then the book title was like, you know, last year. So I don't know what the buffer is on, you know, when are you allowing someone to reform versus when you're just digging the past for, you know, contrary bullshit. Because there's got to be a limit there, right? Because we can agree that like dumpstering on someone from 2010 is like, okay, bro, you're reaching here. People have, that's a different climate. That's pre 2016. That's pre 2015. Whatever, you know, before. You know, I would say, you know, I would say even the F
okay, yeah, I guess. I mean, you can argue over that. Maybe his position changed.
But then I'm not eager to defend Ben Shapiro, obviously. I'm just
in 2015, he tweeted, "There is no right side of history. There are only those willing to fight evil and those unwilling to do so." So I guess maybe he's changed his mind that there is a right side of history. But like, I mean, that's pretty funny that like literally in quotes, there is no right side of history. And then you literally release a book titled, I think, called Being on the Right Side of History or something. Like, I don't know. That's pretty right, I think. But yeah.
No, I love how he got roasted on when he exited the BBC and he was like, you know, clearly there's no, what was it? There's no anger in American political discourse.
Oh yeah, he was like, thank you for showing us that there's no anger in American political discourse or something like that.
Yeah. Just
yeah, that guy roasted him pretty hard.
All in the feels, all in the feels. Yeah, no, I think that's that's all I really got for you. I wish I had more to talk about there, but the problem is I haven't consumed enough Ben Shapiro content to like, I don't know, shit on him further or like further contextualize how.
Don't worry, you're not missing anything.
Yeah, that's what I figure. I'm like, but the one thing though I get a lot here, whenever I do like political commentary on my stream, the thing I get with a lot of like newcomers who come by are like, well, why you're always sitting here, quote unquote, blowing the left? Why you never like why you never watching the right speak or having like a right leaning commentator on to like talk with you about ideas or whatever? And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. Like they keep asking me to have like both sides on. I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like the right's really or the ones that you may want on are very misinformed. Like we have like Dave Rubin on and talk to him or, you know, watch his stuff or whatever, or like have like have Crowder watch a Crowder commentary or whatever. Like I'm not sure really what they want. Where's I going with this point? I'm sorry. They tell me this, and what was I gonna fucking say? Fuck, I'm sorry. I'm a terrible podcaster. Like I have to like use my brain power so hard I fucking forget where I'm going with them. I'm painting the context and I forget what my point was.
About like right wing commenters in general, or things about past statements, Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro, things about changing their mind over time.
Why don't you watch right wing? Where was I going with that though? I don't know. I fucking forget where I was gonna go with that now. But I'm sorry, y'all. I completely dropped the ball there.
Good one, Mike.
Yeah, I'm fucking garbage. Nah. But yeah, man. What so I guess on that end, I'll try to revisit y'all next week. I'm sorry, I forgot where I was going with that. But tell me, man, what you got going on this week? What are your plans actually? So you're gonna ideally get in the beta for WoW, for the WoW Classic, and just fucking YOLO that shit for no life that shit all weekend.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I think I'm going to Canada for a some poker tournament thing. I don't know if I'll be here for we'll make the podcast work. I'll either do it in Canada or some shit. So
poker tournament, okay.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah.
Fuck, all right. Yo, fuck man. Wait, one more thing actually. Did you hear about the Jeopardy guy? I don't hear, but are you familiar with the current phenomenon going right now in Jeopardy?
Oh, wasn't there some new guy that's like threatening the previous
Yeah,
all-time high winner or whatever?
there's a new guy who is threatening Ken Jennings, the 2004, I think it's 2004, the guy who like won like 2.5 million by having a 60-day approximate streak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this guy's a professional sports gambler out of Vegas, and he gambles big, and he
Mm-hmm.
plays a very unique meta to Jeopardy. You should check him out. Actually, you check out I
I read a
can't
little bit
find.
about him. Like apparently, like he bets like really fucking big, like for the daily doubles and shit. Like yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, he plays backwards. He rather than do categories from the lowest number, the top screen to the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
from starting, he does it backwards. He'll make everyone. He'll play aggro and force everyone to like have to do the big categories first.
Mm-hmm.
And so that like you can't warm up to the contextualized hints of the Easter questions. You have to just like go in fast, and usually people don't know the answer,
Mm-hmm.
including him or whatever, or he knows the answer off top and just fucking wins.
Sure.
And it's to a point where like he's competing against himself. Like he's like it's to a point where like by the final Jeopardy question, he is like over double any second place's total, and just purely he has to like do a really careless gamble and lose in order to actually lose the game.
Sure,
But he
yeah.
comes out absolutely winning,
Mhm.
super hardcore. So yeah, he's actually ridiculous, dude. This guy is a beast to watch, and I cannot wait to watch episodes of him live. I'm having a really hard time finding like retro stuff though. It kind of sucks. I can't find any old episodes to watch of him, like full stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of annoying. So
All right. Well, what are you about to cover? You said you're doing something soon.
yeah. So yeah, listen. In 30 minutes, it's going to be the Nintendo Direct, where we're going to get a 15-minute info dump of news and footage from Mario Maker 2, which is coming out for Switch on June 28th. I'm a huge Mario fan, huge Mario Maker fan. Was a very popular Mario Maker streamer. So this is my I have erectile dysfunction, and this game is going to cure that tenfold for me at this point. So I'm looking forward to this a fuck ton. Come through to my stream here because we're going to watch it live, and not only that, I'm going to make a Mario Maker 2 sequel wish list bingo board, which we'll be marking off for things I'm hoping they're going to announce for the sequel here, and we'll mark them off as it happens during the direct. So come through and do that, and then we'll do that live, and then we're going to do the Mario Maker. We'll do like a little Mario Maker after party afterward to just like talk about how excited I am for the game and shit because it's looking really really awesome. So yeah. And fuck it, yeah, I'm gonna throw in some sub giveaways too here. Fuck it, we'll do the whole thing, dude. Fuck it.
All
So
right,
yeah,
cool.
come through. It's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be.
I'll
lit.
see y'all then. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me. I think we'll be back next week. If we are, I'm going to be in Canada. It's just going to come down to when the poker tournament itself is, what the timing is. So it'll be at a different time, or we'll be here the week after. But yeah. Otherwise, Trax will be doing it on his stream after. I'll host him after this. Any final words or thoughts for us?
Nah, man. Y'all keep y'all spoiler boners in check, fam. Spoilergate, bitches. That's it.
All right, cool. Well, hey, thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Peace.